Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm thinking, let's talk video games. Over the last 30 or so years, video games have evolved dramatically, starting from basic games like Pong, Donkey Kong, and Pac-Man, to more complex games like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and the Forza franchise. But what do most of these games have in common? They induce rage, and they all have limitations. Let's talk about shooters first. Shooters like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Valorant, etc. are all fun to play alone with your friends, but anger is triggered very, very easily from these people playing these. Rage from shooters mostly occurs from one player making a better play, or just being overall better at the game, which causes you to have a big boy baby meltdown.
Fuck the pump! Fuck this game, dude!
Now these games also have their limitations. Fortnite, for example, you're only limited to a smallish map running around shooting people. Yet there's creative mode, which has unlimited modes, but that can get boring over a while. It's still pretty much just shooting people or driving a car and trying to kill people, or parkour, which can get boring. Then there's Call of Duty, which there's a couple different modes, but Call of Duty is crazy for rage, and same with Valorant and all those other shooter games like Valorant. Now that brings us to our next type of game, racing games. Now racing games can be fun, not much skills required, there's no guns, and majority of these games are open world with a much bigger map. Let's use F1 for an example. Yes, it's not an open world game, but it's a fun game to play alone or with your friends, whether it be the campaign or just a quick race or a co-op. There's still lots of fun to be had, but there's still one problem. It's not open world, and all you do is just drive in a circle. You can't leave the track and go have fun, free roam and whatever. It has its limitations. Now there are other racing games that are open world, such as the Forza franchise and the Crew franchise, but you still have limitations. Yes, you have access to expensive exotic cars, but all you have is a car. You can't leave the vehicle, and you can't enter buildings, which isn't too important, but to some people, leaving the vehicle or walking around and even entering some buildings can be a good feature of the game. Now let's look at GTA. It's open world, there's cars, you can leave your vehicle, you can enter buildings, you can play with friends, but there's still one problem. Everyone goes around shooting you in the middle of a mission, which brings us right back to the start with shooters and rage. Now yes, GTA can be a fun game if you're just playing races and have mods, but it can still be highly rage-inducing, and again, it has its limitations. But there's one game that solves all of these issues, and that game is Farming Simulator. Now you might be thinking, how is a game about farming fun and solve all these issues in any way? Well, let me tell you. Yes, it's a game about farming, and yes, majority of players enjoy the farming aspect of the game, but there's also another player base that play it because of its mod content. Before I continue, let me explain the game first. Farming Simulator is an open-world farming game where you can grow crops, tend to animals, start a factory, and challenge yourself to the worst of farming conditions. Did I mention it's also cross-platform multiplayer? Now back to what I was saying. It's mod content. Yes, the game itself has over 400 pieces of equipment, but it also has mods for free. There's a built-in mod hub where creators can upload their mods, and it has amazing mods. Tons of mods you can install. Cars, tractors, different maps. But there's also this amazing thing called Google. If you wanted a race car mod, for example, there's a 95% chance someone has made one for you to download. If you want a Lamborghini, if you want a big truck, if you want a small truck, if you want pretty much any car, you can probably download from Google. But in the case there isn't, you can make your own mod. Yes, it's hard, but when YouTube has a tutorial for us, when has it not helped us? So many tutorials out there for you to make your own mod, and a bit complicated, but you feel accomplished when you're done. And that way you have literally unlimited things. Farming Simulator is more than just a farming game. It's any game you want it to be. On top of that, it's next to impossible to rage at them, and endless fun. Think about it. You could build a racetrack in the game. You don't even have to touch a tractor. You can just build a racetrack. get some, I don't know, NASCAR mods and drive around. And the game is $20 cheaper than all of those, than Forza Horizon, than Call of Duty. And Call of Duty is actually, I think, $90 Canadian. So the price can add up, but Farming Simulator is pretty cheap, and mods are free, so you don't have to pay any money for that. Yes, there's no guns in the game, no mods for that, because it's a child-friendly game. But if you do find a way to rage edit, it's gotta be something hard. So, in conclusion, Farming Simulator is top 3 best games in the world. Also, it won, it was the winner of the Steam Awards last year. So, just keep that in your mind. So that's going to conclude this video why Farming Simulator is better than majority of games. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.